Okay, all right. What's going on, guys? It's Nando back with another video. It's been a while. Oh man, has it been a while? Thanks for stopping by. All right. So, what are we going to talk about today, guys? What are we going to talk about today? Well, let me tell you, Samsung Galaxy Fold, Samsung Galaxy S10, S10 Plus, S10e, S10 5G, Galaxy Buds, Galaxy Fitness Watch, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they dropped everything on us, everything. So in this video, we're going to talk about all of that. My take on it. I want to get your guys' take on it, so definitely slap some comments below. Let's get a conversation going because I'd love to see what you guys have to say about it. First things first, this video we're going to talk about three major things. Obviously, the Galaxy Fold. What do we think about it? Who's it for? What's Samsung thinking? Then we're going to talk about the Galaxy S lineup, right? We knew that was coming. I mean, obviously, we could probably guess that the Fold was coming too, but if you're not a huge techie, that probably took you by surprise. And then ultimately, we're going to talk about the accessories that they dropped on us. First things first, though, the Galaxy Fold, right? That's what it's called. So I found it extremely interesting that Samsung, from just hands-on videos, right? Because there's the announcement video, the demo, the guy showing it being in use, folding it, unfolding it, mostly unfolding it, not necessarily folding it into the maps and then the 3-app situation going on. $1,980 US. Think about that for a second. $1,980 US. $2,000. $2,000 US. I mean, what are you doing, Samsung? $2,000 for a first-generation device. A first-generation device. A first. Now, I understand that you guys are just slapping it out there in the market and trying to figure out exactly how people feel about it. But I'll tell you right now, real quick, very simple and very easy. Not a lot of people are going to feel you on a $2,000 device that's got an old-school Nokia brick thickness to it when it's closed. Yeah, it looks kind of sleek when it's unfolded. You know what I'm saying? But come on. They barely gave us any footage of it. The fact that it's still only going to be released sometime in Q2. They're saying sometime by the end of April, right? They're still going to show us more information on it. To me, means that Samsung has yet to really figure out exactly how to market this device, who the device is for. And the $2,000 price point is really to try to recover and recuperate as much money that they invested in the device as possible early on. I think that Samsung is taking the approach of the Edge phone. I don't know if you guys remember before Samsung started slapping those Edge displays on all their phones. They came out with that Note Edge, the one that literally had one side of the phone being lopsided, like with an Edge display, and the other side looking like a normal phone. I mean, that phone was so stupid that literally Samsung was like, okay, we get it. I mean, obviously you like part of it, you don't like part of it. So, I mean, but that's Samsung for you. So what do you guys think on it? From a price point and price point only $2,000, man, that is so uncomfortably high that like you either have the discretional income to just buy it for the sake of buying it, or you're going to wait a long time before that thing becomes, you know, available on eBay and Swappa and all these other parties here, sites that are going to allow us to buy it used, because it's almost $2,000. It's got 12 gigs of RAM. Now, I get it. 12 gigs of RAM. When you have that thing unfolded, you're probably going to need to push a lot of pixels around and becomes a 7.4-inch display, I think. But 12 gigs of RAM. But what do we know about it truly that's going to make... Is this going to have the same camera quality as the S10 lineup? I don't think so, because from what the camera situation looks like, it doesn't look like they're going triple camera setup, right? Is this going to have an S Pen? I don't think so. So, I mean, I'm sure that that's going to be a feature they're going to add later down the line. Like, as they improve on this lineup, they're going to bring note features to it, because how can you not? How can you have something that becomes a tablet basically in your pocket that doesn't have the features and functionality of a note phone? But again, $2,000. From the point of this being its first real-world unveiling, Samsung let, in my opinion, a lot on the table. You gotta tell us more. You gotta tell us more. I don't know if it's just me, but when you see the phone actually folded up, it looks super thick. It looks super thick. Now I get it. You got over a 4,000 milliamp hour battery pack in there, but it just doesn't look good, right? The renders looked better. It looks good when it's unfolded. And then, I don't know if you guys caught this, but in the upper right-hand corner, you've got the notch. You can see it briefly, like where the cutout is, and it's not small. So they did a really good job of covering that up. But come on, guys. $1,980 US. That's rough. That's rough. The UI. Is it going to be Samsung's new One UI, whatever they call it? You know, they kind of been tweaking and changing and making all these upgrades to TouchWiz that we all loved and hated for years. And the front of that phone, when it's folded, looked super dated. Like the UI looked so out of place. Super big icons. When it's folded, it's like a 4.7-inch device, I think, or screen. I didn't like that feel. I didn't like that look at all. The only thing that makes me excited about that is that there's going to be a second and hopefully third and fourth and fifth, so forth and so on, iteration of that device. But for $1,980, I really think that Samsung shot themselves in the foot. I think Samsung would have been way better off coming at it with a $1,000 price point, $1,200 price point. Make it almost the same price as like the S10 Plus, and then let people buy it, hate on it, comment on it, and then use that, and then go ahead and upgrade future devices. Wow. Let me know what you think about the Samsung Fold. Are you going to buy it? That's a lot of money. For $2,000, get yourself a good camera, go on a nice vacation, pay off your car, pay off some bills. If you don't want to do any of that and you actually want to buy tech, you can buy a full-blown gaming laptop, PC, laptop, Mac, and 2 phones for that matter. Get the S10 Plus, get a freaking iPhone XS Max almost. You know what I'm saying? You know the point. You can buy so much for that price point. I can't be the only one that's disappointed in that Samsung Galaxy Fold. Okay, so we've got that out the way. Let's talk about the major lineup. The major lineup I'm excited about. I am super excited about the major lineup. So, of course, Samsung is going to come back right at Apple and release an XR competitor with the E version. I don't like the way the E version on the back end looks. I don't like how big the camera module looks. To me, it looks kind of goofy, but I get it. You know, from a marketing standpoint, from pure business standpoint, you want to go ahead and take sales away from your direct competitors. So, of course, Apple came out with an XR. Samsung has to come out with something cheap that's going to say, listen, you can still have a cool phone and not spend so much money, because $700 and so is still a lot of money. So I get it. I'm not even going to really touch bases on that a lot because that kind of speaks for itself. The S10 and the S10 Plus, though, I mean, you're going to get one or the other based on 2 things. Do you have $100 to spare? Do you like a bigger phone? And how important is a second front-facing camera to you? Because those are the only changes. You're getting 4,100 milliamp hour batteries on the bigger S10 Plus, or the Plus model, and I think you're doing 3,800 on the smaller 6.1-inch screen regular S10. Same screen quality. I mean, sure, more pixels or whatever because it's a bigger screen, but same screen quality, same rear-facing cameras. Front-facing camera, however, changed. One's got you got that punch hole. The 2, you got the little bigger punch hole because Samsung added a second 8-megapixel front-facing camera that's mostly used for depth sensing, right? So bokeh and all that other functionality and features and cool software stuff. But from a hardware perspective, I think Samsung hit it out of the ballpark. You keep the headphone jack. Apple, hello, you don't need to get rid of it. Well, I, for one, is someone who enjoys Bluetooth. I'm not going to plug something in. However, if I ever want to plug something in, I can, because Samsung continues to show that you can have a good-looking phone with a big battery and still give people the features that they want. Samsung does that. Apple does not. And I'm not just making this a Samsung versus Apple video, but obviously it's hard for me not to talk about Apple when they are the ones that most people talk about or compare things to, unfortunately. So they keep the headphone jack. They brought us a on-screen or in-screen fingerprint scanner. So if you guys have watched my videos before, I've been rocking the Mate 20 Pro, and the Mate 20 Pro has a on-screen, in-screen fingerprint scanner. This one looks cooler, better. You don't actually have to have the screen on in order to activate it. The screen can be off. You touch your finger there, and it looks like it works pretty fast. They tout all these cool functionalities that it's, you know, much more secure and highly encrypted and blah, 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 able to detect whether your fingerprint is fake or real. I'm sure there's going to be tons of people out there to prove that that is easily breakable. But the point is, Samsung's at least keeping up with modern technology trends. They've got the 3 cameras set up on the back. Other manufacturers have been doing it here just briefly. Samsung's bringing that in, so no complaints there. I mean, it's better to have it than not to have it. You've got a telephoto lens, you've got a main shooter, and then you've got a wide-angle shooter. So you've got literally everything covered across the board. What else does Samsung do? They've got their Infinity display with HDR capabilities. They've got that precision pinhole cuts. I mean, the screen is over 90% screen to body ratio. It looks good. It looks solid. I think Samsung did what they needed to do, and I really, really think that everybody's going to enjoy it, whether it's the E model, the regular model, or the Plus model. Personally, I'm a bigger phone guy. Why? Because I love battery life. That's one less thing I want to focus on. And speaking about battery life, now you actually got reverse wireless charging. Again, the Mate 20 Pro has it. It's not going to be fast. It's mostly a gimmick, but it's not going to be a gimmick if you buy the Samsung Buds. It's not going to be a gimmick if you have their smartwatch, because now suddenly you can charge both your watch and your Buds on your phone, because those things charge just fine. Other devices will take forever to charge. So Samsung is really thinking this out. From a consumer perspective, I'm going with the Plus. I like a bigger screen. I like a better battery. But you're set across the board from different price points. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Were you expecting a lot more? Obviously, these renders, these leaks have been talked about for quite a while. This is not new to us. We've seen the pictures. We've seen the leaks. These are things that have been announced. And honestly, I'm at the point now where, like, I'm not going to be a believer that leaks happen accidentally. Those are strategically released from the manufacturer because it builds hype now. You used to be that it was a hype killer, but now it's a hype builder because that's just the way business and marketing works. I like it. I'm excited for it. I'm going to be getting one. Now, accessories. We've got the watch. The watch, to me, Samsung has dropped so many watches. I've got the most recent model. My girlfriend's got the most recent model. I've had the Frontiers. I've had the Sport Edition before. I've had their old school ones. So to me, that's, look, it looks nice. It's round. I do like the rotating bezel that the other editions have had. This one does not. This one seems a little thinner, a little bit more comfortable for fitness. So there's that. If you don't have a Samsung Galaxy Watch, sure, go and buy it. I'm not quite sure how much they say it would cost, but I'm assuming probably around $199 or so. What I'm most excited about are the Buds. Yes, I've had Buds before as well. I've owned the Icon X's before. They've had different iterations of those. But these, Samsung's doing something smart. They're actually undercutting Apple's AirPods. Not only that, but the case itself wirelessly charges. So we've heard all these rumors that Apple was going to go ahead and release a second generation AirPods, and I'm sure they will at some point. But here we go. Samsung is already beating them to the punch, making it cheaper. They've got no fitness features to them. They seem like, I think they have 7 hours of battery life. I like that. I'm going to get those mostly because if you pre-order an S10 or S10 Plus, they include the Buds with the pre-order. So you might as well, you know, take advantage of that. So I'm sitting here watching the event and thinking, this is pretty solid. This is pretty solid. Samsung is giving us exactly what we expected, a couple extra features, and I'm impressed. Kudos to Samsung. However, you guys dropped the ball on the Fold. That does not make me, and I'm pretty sure that does not make any average consumer want to rush out and get it. Matter of fact, I told a couple coworkers about it. They said the phone looks cool, but for $2,000, man, you just can't do that, Samsung. You can't do that. I'm sure you're going to learn from that mistake and you'll move on from it, but I hope that that doesn't end up hurting the development of a second generation Samsung Fold. Anyways, guys, that's it for me from this Samsung Unpacked event based on the S10 lineup. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Are you guys going to be buying any one of these devices? Slap a like button, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button so you can keep enjoying the free subscription all year round. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. It was Nando. Peace, salute, and adios.